Let's go.
Attention, the following broadcast has been approved by Outcasted OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Outcasted OC podcast. We are back and better than ever. We took a break last week. We're back this week, and we're just going to get straight into it. So this week we decided to do something really cool, really fun. We're deciding to have a massive rant with each other. So this episode of the podcast is just going to be What Grinds Our Gears Wrestling Edition. So have you ever watched the TV and thought to yourself, I really hate how they did that, or why isn't this person getting pushed? Now's your time to vent. So we're going to start with Ross, and we're going to move all the way down to me.
Oh God, me
Ross,
fuck! Jesus
do you want to
Christ.
start with your first
Okay.
hot take / thing that grinds your gears? in
Yeah.
wrestling?
So my first major one is actually at live shows, and I really experienced this at Money in the Bank, and it started being like, I'm gonna just stop cheering at this point. Let fans cheer for who they enjoy. I understand heels and faces are a thing. I understand the person is playing a heel. But I'm sorry, if I'm here to watch my favorite wrestlers, I'm going to cheer for my favorite wrestlers. I don't need half a crowd stop watching the show and turn around and swear at me because I'm cheering for the other dude.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I just want to say really quickly is none of these grinds my gears. Where they're literally not. We're not pulling out people or saying this is about so and so. This is literally just very vague. I just wanted to make that clear before people start jumping to.
Yeah, we're going to clearly name
conclusions.
drop.
Yeah, we're not name dropping in this.
Yeah, no, not at all. No.
Can I just say, I have a very, very personal experience from this, Ross, because I was at Clash at the Castle, and I was literally the only person in my block cheering for Roman Reigns.
Exactly, bro. Like, this is the thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why you were saying, like, obviously, like, yo, if you were there for Roman and you were like, yo, I want Roman to win, I weren't going to bash you. Yeah, we had the banter after the show where I'm like, oh, fuck you, dude, praising Roman, you know. Come on, man. We were in the UK. It was Drew's time. But I get it.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment, and like, it's one of them. I just enjoy watching the show for the show. I'm going to cheer who I'm going to cheer.
Yeah, exactly.
It made it even more sweeter for me, to be honest with you, because I was right. Like all the way up and leading to it, everyone was like giving me a load of crap, and it relates to about what you just said. They were giving me a load of crap, like, no, you're wrong. Drew's gonna win the title, blah blah blah. And I was just sat there like, listen, they're not gonna give up 2 years of storytelling just for a pop. They're not gonna do it, and they're like, yeah, they will. It's the first time in the UK for 30 years, and I was cheering for Roman Reigns the whole night.
We all did believe it.
right?
I did too, yeah. And look,
And
you're
then
wearing a Drew McIntyre shirt right now. So where's your allegiance truly
Hey,
at?
it's an old school NXT. It's an old school NXT McIntyre shirt, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, but then when they won, I was like, yeah! I was absolutely going absolutely bananas, and everyone was turning around to me like, just giving me the death stare. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. You should have come with like some tissues in your pocket just to hand out to people who were Drew fans. Be like, I'm really sorry for your loss.
just like throwing them out like that.
You know the money
prayers.
guns. You know the money guns. You just put tissues instead, and you just firing them around like, do.
Yeah.
Take your tissues to cry with.
Instead of Supreme guns, it's like Kleenex guns, and it's like.
Like,
we need to put a patent pending trademark on that so no one else can make money off it except
Oh,
us.
Kleenex guns, baby, let's go! Yeah. Every time Roman Reigns wins a match, I'm just gonna shoot him at the camera on TikTok.
like even to add to it, at a house show I went and I took the little one with me and G. Me and the little one are cheering our favorite wrestler, and I'm getting a couple look behind me in disgust because my little one and me are cheering the wrestler. I'm like, what
Yeah.
are you on?
What wrestler was that?
It was when we were cheering. It was when we were cheering for Finn again. When it was Finn and Seth, like like Alice joined me in cheering Finn because she was like, "No, I want Finn now," even though she was like,
she changed
Seth,
her
like,
mind.
no, it was funny because she was cheering Seth and then she
When
was
it's Finn
cheering
and
Finn.
Steph, why would you be cheering for Finn anyway?
I know.
Which side are you, Courtney?
Mm.
Which side are you?
Obviously Seth Rollins, duh.
Yeah, we need to fist bump. I don't know which side you are.
All I'm gonna say is this.
It's so shit.
Exactly. It's guns all day. I'm sorry, man. Finn Balor
Let's go
is
Finn,
like,
baby.
he just,
Okay.
in the nicest way, Seth has done so much for the company. Nora's already had the trophies and the medals to prove it. They started to try and do that with Finn, and then they stopped doing it because the guy got injured. And it wasn't even his fault. He got injured.
No.
It just happens. And they were like, oh, no, we don't care anymore. You should care. He went back to NXT and made NXT ratings be the highest it was for the longest time.
I'm going to make an edit when Finn wins the title at SummerSlam. As soon as he like coup de grasses Seth Rollins, and it's going to be like, bye-bye, bitch.
Yes. Anyway, that's my first grind of gears. Let's rotate it on before we go on too many tangents. Just let people cheer for who they want to cheer at a live show. Don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
So.
Reese, what's your first? This grinds my gears.
Right. Really grinds my gears. I hate it so much. And like, do you know what? It makes me hate listening to his promo. It really affects me. It actually affects me. I can't. It's so stupid, and I don't know why he uses it as a catchphrase. Every single time Cody Rhodes comes out, and his first things he says is, "So, what do you want to talk about?" I'm like, "No, shut up, man. That is the stupidest thing to say. Like, it's not even catchy. What do you mean? What do you want to talk about? Like, all right, I know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Roman Reigns. That's what I want to talk about.
He doesn't want to talk about Roman Reigns, clearly.
Well, like, listen, right." You've got a situation.
2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries, dude. You've got a situation, right? And see what I mean? It's getting me wound up. But
that's the whole point of this podcast, is just to get you wound up.
He gets in the ring and says, "What do you want to talk about?" And then he goes, "Well, I know what I want to talk about." And then starts talking about what he wants to talk about. Dude, I'm like, oh, what was the point in that then? That your catchphrase literally makes no sense. Like,
it's just like, just come to the ring and talk about what you want to talk about. That's kind of what you really have to do.
Yeah, I've got to hate it so much. Like,
it's his Louis trademark.
Is great. Paul Heyman is great. Like, ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns is great. Where he's like, wherever I'm at, like, acknowledge me. Like, you know, even R-Truth. So he goes, you know, sometimes he says the wrong place, but he goes, "What's up?" It's great. Cody was like, and then, what do you want to talk about? Like, oh.
Yeah, and Seth does the welcome to like Monday Night Rollins as well too, which like that's cool because that happens across the board. But yeah, I get what you mean. It feels, sometimes it can feel quite recycled. Like, I don't mind it because I kind of just tune out and wait for the actual promo to start. But
it makes me feel it's such a babyface thing to say, and like WWE just don't know how to book a cool babyface. So I don't know how. Yeah, they've not done it since like the late 90s and early 2000s. They don't know how to book a cool babyface. Like, they barely. With Seth Rollins is the exception, but like with everyone else, like, it's just they don't know how to do it. And I think that's the problem with Cody Rhodes. Like, I do like him in WWE, but sometimes like when he's even says something out of turn, he's so apologetic and like. Hello there. I'm still talking about Cody.
Your IT savvy, co-host here, fix the problem.
He's still talking about Cody, which
I am still talking about Cody.
It's a nice change of pace from Roman Reigns.
I like Cody doing the let me. What do you want to talk about? When it first started, I liked when he did it the first time because it was a callback to AEW when he did it. Yeah. But now he's doing it every damn start of his promo. I'm like, guys, no, stop.
And this is what I was just saying. Like, sometimes it doesn't make any sense because we know what he's going to talk about, but sometimes like he just goes after that. He goes, "I know what I want to talk about," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, good for you. You could have just come out and started then."
It's like you also don't want to ruin a good thing by doing it too much. Like, I know I keep referencing Seth, but I've got so many examples in my head. When they first started calling him Seth freaking Rollins, just on occasion, like he really enjoyed it, and then the more they started using it, he actually went to Vince and was like, "Hey, like, can we please stop using it so much? It's losing its meaning and its finesse."
It's cringe,
but obviously
now.
They're still clearly doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cringe.
I agree. You all good there, G?
Yeah, I'm good now. What was we talking about?
He was talking. Sorry, you said it wrong. It's so. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
About the beginning of Cody Rhodes' promos.
Yeah, every single time he does it. Every single time, and I can't stand it.
What does he do?
He's like, so blank city. What do you want to? Yeah.
It's annoying. It's not funny. It's not catchy. It's not anything. I don't want to listen to the rest of your promo. Get off my screen. That's how much it annoys me. I
Oh,
can't
you-
stand it.
That's valid.
I get that. I get that.
That's
All right.
literally when we started doing this grind. Like the idea for this, like that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a really
Fair
good one to follow up on that.
Go on
Yeah,
then.
go for it.
Do you know what really grinds my gears? When Roman Reigns returns every week and goes, New York City, acknowledge me.
Oh, and I'm just there at home.
Do you
going,
just mean the returning, or you actually meaning like him saying
With
acknowledge?
the Kleenex guns on yourself.
I'm just there like like Batista's entrance.
No, honestly, the way that every week they're like, Roman Reigns is returning on SmackDown. Dude, you've been away for 1 week. It is not a return.
He's just showing up for his
It's
weekly
just
shift.
amazing.
It's not a return. It's just
No.
clocking into work and doing it and
Roman
going home.
Reigns returns.
I think
Hey
you've got to
guys,
make
I'm returning to work. I'm returning to work tomorrow. Like,
Nice.
do I pop off and just be like, Ross returns this? Like,
I think you've got to make
yeah, it's so bad.
when someone comes back as amazing as Roman Reigns, I think you've got to make the announcement that he's returning.
No.
I think it's very important.
I think
hey
we
guys,
should do
should
that
we do-
for. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, go. What you
I
were
was just
saying.
going to say, I think we should do that for Lauren next week because, as I forgot to mention, because I was so excited about this podcast, she's not here this week due to some scheduling conflicts. But we should make a massive thing for her on the
Breaking
Instagram
news.
thing that
Thumbnail.
Lauren
No,
returns.
returns.
I was literally gonna say the same thing. That's why I'm fucking lost.
It's got like red lightning in the background, like the Bloodline segment.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh.
That's so good.
Yeah, we
Love
need
how
to
we're
do
just
that.
on the
That's
same
gold.
wavelength.
Yeah.
Gee, was that your actual first grinds my gears, or did she have another one?
No, yeah, it was.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
no worries,
All right.
Jay.
So I'll move on to my first one. And as
Yes,
we
cool.
mentioned at the beginning, we're not like singling people out and saying this is about so and so. This is just a
just
very
an
fair
equal
statement. My first grinds my gears is when there's an international premium live event at a time that suits the country that it's in, and other wrestling fans complain about the time that the premium live event is for them. An example of this is Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank happened for you guys at 8 p.m. UK time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me in New Zealand, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's an early start, but I'm happy to make it happen nonetheless. There's people in America who complain about it being at 10 o'clock in the morning for me, or 12 p.m. in the afternoon, but don't actually take a second to realize that premium live events in America are always on at a good time for them, and it's at a different time for other countries.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
When they have a premium live event in America, like a SummerSlam or something, it's on for you guys at like 12 o'clock,
1
1 o'clock in the morning. For
1
me,
a.m.
it's on midday. Other countries, it's on at different times. So I get frustrated when American wrestling fans are like, oh, we're so happy there's an international premium live event. The fans deserve it. But in that same argument, you want to complain because of the time it's happening for you. You don't have to watch it live. You can watch it back, and it's going to be the same show that happened live. You're just watching it at a different time. Why can't you just let wrestling fans internationally have their moment to enjoy an event when you get wrestling pretty much every day of the week at your disposal, and we don't get it? Like, we get barely anything. We get the breadcrumbs that are left from your
Yeah.
toasted sandwich. Like, we
Yeah,
get
I
nothing.
totally agree.
Hey, America,
You know what I mean?
welcome to what UK have dealt with for 20 plus years. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you can't freaking complain about one pay-per-view out of your myriad of amazing pay-per-views that you get,
Exactly.
which are on your
Exactly.
damn doorstep.
It's not just the pay-per-views, it's Raw and SmackDown as well. They have that at a reasonable time. Again,
Exactly.
it's 1 a.m. for us.
Mhm.
And it's like they
Exactly.
want to make the argument that it's like, oh, we need more international events. The pops are so great. We need this. But it's like, okay, if that happens, it'll be at a different time for you. And that's not going to suit you. So how do we make it that the international premium live event happens, or something like that, for international fans? You know, WWE is World Wrestling Entertainment. You can't
Mhm.
use that first W and call it world if you're not
Yeah.
allowing the actual product to be around the world. You know?
Well, I'll tell
And
you
this-
this as well, and it coincides to what you just said, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's true. I think American fans, or like North American fans, even Canadian fans, take wrestling for granted, like what they get.
Yeah.
Like they get it all year
Even
round.
without realizing it. They might not intentionally take it for granted, but that privilege is there.
Well,
Huh?
it baffles me. I mean, especially when you watch a Monday Night Raw, right? And you think about and you consider that people have paid money to go see this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and sometimes you watch a SmackDown or Raw and the crowd is silent,
It's dead.
silent.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Like you've paid money to go see it. Why are you so quiet? And then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, UK fans are the best." Like they pop the light. It's because we don't take it
Yeah.
for granted because we don't get it that often.
And
Like,
I think UK fans as well too. Like I was going to say, a prime example is like MSG versus like UK. You know, MSG is the hub of wrestling in the US, and obviously like the UK fans popped so hard because of SmackDown. But I find like international wrestling fans as well too are much more passionate about wrestling. So when they get it, like they actually, like you say, they take it for granted. They're excited, they're hyped, and at the end of the day, if you're in a stadium with 16,000 people, sure, you might not like the same wrestler, but the vibes are there because you're all excited to actually be there and watch it and be a part of it. Regardless of who you support, you're actually there to like have a good time and enjoy the show. That's what it's there for.
Yeah,
Exactly.
100%.
And I think the other part of it as well, like they even tried to like accommodate American fans with SmackDown, which we quickly found out if we watched it. BT aired it for the UK time, but if you were in America, they aired it your normal wait time. So us as UK fans, I don't think any of us really spoiled that SmackDown because we had 4 hours that we could have done.
I was just going to say with that too, I watched it online as it was happening through the BT stream. Sorry, I've just plugged how I watch wrestling now. Sorry. And it was actually nice and refreshing because I wasn't getting tweets from Fightful that are live tweeting the show, spoiling things for me if I wasn't able to see it at the time. I wasn't getting TikTok videos all over my For You page of things that have happened. It was refreshing because it was a different demographic that was getting to experience it at the time when it happened. And sure, like, people from the States, if they haven't seen the show, will go on to their For You pages and see videos, but it's like that's what you guys have to experience every single day.
Yeah, that's what we do every
I'm not saying like, haha, here's your turn, but I'm just saying, like, when you think about it, other people have to experience that other side of the spectrum.
No, I am saying, haha, it's your turn. I am saying, haha, it's your turn. Because I don't care. I will be a little bit bitter about it. When I wake up and see, like, literally just notifications from people that have tweeted something, like, I've not tried to click on it or it's just there. And I'm seeing freaking major spoilers. Like, literally AEW spoiler today. I haven't even watched Dynamite. I just know what happened because the first things I see are tweets and threads, and it just shows that, that shows where that little preview text. Yeah. And I was like, cool, I saw the preview text of the person's name. I already know now.
Yeah. And like the thing is as well too, like sometimes subscribing to tweets from like Fightful and WrestleTalk, WrestleLamia, whoever, is good for getting news information if there's not a show happening. Like for me, if someone's been released, it's really good to see that and be like, oh, okay. But the live tweeting and the tweeting of the show, if you haven't seen it, it spoils it. And
exactly.
If there was a way that you could, remove your notifications for the live tweeting, that would be awesome. But as far as I'm aware, you can't do that, and it makes it really hard. It's like I want to still follow the account, but I don't need you telling me that, something's happened on Raw 5 minutes ago if I'm not going to be able to watch the show for another 3 hours.
Yeah, like you could block the suggested tweets, or like you can block those tweets with Twitter for like 24 hours. But like, I'm not going to sit there every Monday and Friday and be like, oh, here we go. Gonna have to like, I haven't got the time to do that, and it's just it irks me because it's like I want to enjoy that, but it takes the fun out of it.
I have this issue with, obviously, because I have like 50,000 followers on TikTok, I do have quite a younger audience in a majority of those following, where they're like, oh my god, this creator replies to my comment, oh my god, this creator is amazing, and they tag me in videos all the time. And it comes to like Tuesday morning, Saturday morning, where I'm tagged in about 30 videos and it's all spoilers. But I don't know that until I click on it. I'm just thinking, oh, somebody's tagged me in something really cool. These are all a lot of my younger audience, like the teen sort of
Yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're just like, they just want me to reply to them. That's what they want. They're like, oh my God, somebody really cool has replied to my comments. They tag me in this, like, have you seen this? So I can go, yeah. But I don't know that's a spoiler till I click on it.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's nobody's fault. It's just the
No,
fact that
it's
sometimes the
harmless.
wrong
That's
videos are
harmless,
being yeah,
know?
exactly. It's nothing we can like, it's not a, you know, it's
Yeah,
nobody's
no,
fault
like
at the end of the day.
obviously, the game's the game. People are gonna post content. People are gonna retweet their wrestling stuff. We follow that because we want to watch it and we want to consume it. The part where I get annoyed by all of this is the factor of, as you said, live tweeting a show. Like, I'm sorry, we're not always going to be able to watch it live, especially three of us here as UK, and I'm sure with your schedule as New Zealand as well, you're not always going to be like, oh yeah, I can directly watch that show because it's at a
I was
convenient
just going to
time
say
for
a
me.
prime example of that. I was at work and the match between, because I finish work at 2:00 in the afternoon and Raw starts at 12. So I missed that first 2 hours. And then by the time I
Exactly,
get home,
yeah.
I've missed the entire show, which is fine. I can go back and watch it. But a prime example of this is I was doing something at work. I had a phone call. So I answered my phone, put my phone down. Fightful Wrestling had posted the match about Carmelo Hayes and Finn Balor and Carmelo losing. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
like, really?
thanks for letting us know that who won
Yeah,
the match.
like I don't need to
That's
see
my
it now,
point.
you know?
Yeah, like that's my point. Like the blood and guts thing that I was on about. Like,
Yeah.
I would have just been like, oh, unique like it would have been like this wrestler
Or like
returned
Blood and Guts
didn't
update
say
or
it.
something.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't need to be like this
It's all for the
person,
clicks.
this specific wrestler's name is joining AEW, or this specific wrestler has returned.
But
Like,
they could put spoiler and then their tweet so that when it goes through those notifications, people know it's a spoiler.
and then you could
Exactly.
just block the
But
spoiler, and then
they
you can
can't.
block spoiler as a like
But
the
then-
actual tweet word.
The thing
Yeah.
is, though, if it comes up so-and-so beats so-and-so, more people are likely to click on it because they want to know what's happened.
Yeah.
Well, the
Exactly.
thing is, I mean, I have a Star Wars channel, and if it's a new piece of content, like I'm watching a TV show or something, like I even say I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about it in 5 seconds. Spoiler alert! And if you carry on watching it, similar to the tweets that you read, carry on reading it or carry on watching it at your own, peril. Be it.
I've
Like,
done the same as well. Yeah, I've done the same.
I think
as
it's
well.
the courtesy to put that spoiler alert in there before you release any kind of the content.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I had to with Royal Quest because I didn't realize Royal Quest would be not airing in Egypt. So I posted videos of with me, come watch the show with me, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to spoiler tag some of these now because it's not gonna air on telly for like another week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's been a collective what grinds my gears. Do you have another one, Ross, or should we just move on to how do we want to do that? Oh, and he's gone. All right, perfect.
I think that's what grinded it. It grinded his gears so much that his gears turning at the moment on the screen.
Yeah. Because I feel like my grinds my gears kind of led into like a everyone has this issue kind of thing.
Oh, like it just led into a wider conversation. No, that's cool.
I am so confused why there are two of there were
Well, there was two there.
Well,
I
yeah.
was actually like imagining that two of them would be on the screen at the same time.
I thought somebody else was joining for a second then.
So did I, like surprise guest.
No,
Yeah.
for some reason mine keeps randomly buffering you guys.
Oh.
And it
Oh no, it's
the
okay. We
camera,
can hear you anyway.
and then
now,
it
now.
duplicates
Yeah.
me twice.
That's okay. We can just ignore it. As long as we can hear you, that's fine.
I can hear you.
All right. Are we moving on to your second grinds my gears, Ross? Because I feel like that one was a collective one. We all have that issue.
Yeah, if not, I've got one, and it's a
Yeah,
very
I've
quick
got a
one.
couple as well.
Okay. Should we just move? We'll move on to race then while we're waiting for Ross's
I'm back.
technical issues.
I fixed it.
Okay.
Oh, you're back, right?
Okay.
You've got a grindy gears one. Come on then, dude. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
here's
go.
here's one, and this is going to be very controversial because I don't want to sound like an arsehole, but I'm going to sound like an arsehole. Can people stop just posting content to post content? Can people actually just enjoy wrestling? I hate constantly seeing people just sit down, watch a show, and they're just like, I have to post, I have to post. It's not like they're consuming it, like actually just taking a moment to sit and appreciate it. They're like
Yeah.
so wired on to be like, oh, I need to post this video, this video, this video, this video. It's like, take a breath for a moment to enjoy what you've done. You've paid over like, you know, you've paid close up to grands to go to shows. Like I saw at Forbidden Door, the whole front row, so many people had the camera out for like nearly the whole matches. And I get that. I understand you want to record the moments and that, but it's the same as like what musicians and artists do. They will ask, hey, at some point, put your phone away, just experience the moment. And that's kind of where I'm coming from of, I do post when I go to a show. I will do some videos, but it's mainly freaking people's entrances and the pops. You don't see me record. Here's a whole fucking match. Watch the whole match from my perspective. I'm like, no, you've got a whole stream that are going to do it in 4K resolution. Just watch it back.
Yeah. And I think with that as well too, I think we could also like kind of put in, like, I get people watch it on Twitch and then they upload their TikTok clips. Like I get that. That's fine.
That's different.
They're watching it at the time
reaction.
and they're recycling they're using the content from Twitch to TikTok. Like that makes sense. But people who are like watching it, like even Monday Night Raw on their computer and they're filming it on their phones talking and then like, you know what I mean? It's just, I've always kind of had that mindset where if you pay a lot of money for an experience, you don't have to try and make something out of it. You could just watch it for what it is. You know, sometimes this can be someone's first event and you being on your phone the entire time ruins it for that person because they're like, well, I'm actually experiencing it for what it is. And you've spent the same amount of money as I have to just sit on your phone the entire time.
Well, it's like when I was at Clash at the Castle, like, I think I recorded 2. One of them was the Hey Bailey chant because I needed to catch it. And then I think the other one was
Yummy Mommy.
That was because of the Yummy Mommy, exactly. And I think the second one was, I think it was just when Roman Reigns won. I think that was the only 2 things that I recorded. I didn't record anything else.
So the cover coming out. Oh, God.
Yeah. I got Solo Baby on the camera. I was like, oh my God. Well, absolutely buzzing. And I've loved it.
But yeah, it's like, where I'm more coming from is like live shows, like seeing people pay for front row and the majority just recording off on their phone. They're not, you know, taking it in. They're not having that moment of like, you literally have had a wrestler walk past you and you're like, quick, get in the camera. I get that. I get you want a photo.
I would be like that.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I get it. But what I'm saying is, then when it comes to the match, you've got front row damn seats.
We was in them seats at the live show. The second I saw Cody walking down taking pictures, I said, we're not going, we are staying.
Yeah, no, that's different though, because that was at the end of the show. What I'm meaning is throughout the show, when like, you know, you've bought front row seats and you're seeing a wrestler, he goes and does a suicide dive towards you, or he goes over the top rope and the other wrestler lands to the barricade. The amount of times I see people touch the wrestler, try and get their attention.
Yeah,
like,
no, I don't like that.
Can you get on the camera with me? Yo, it's like, no, enjoy that moment. Yeah. Exactly. Enjoy that moment. Yeah. Enjoy that match is happening. Because
I remember I was at the front row Monday Night Raw once when I was younger, and this was before TikTok and all that sort of stuff. And like, even if that shit had existed back then, there was no way in a million years I would have dreamed of taking my phone out while I was at front row. That's like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I would have during entrances, but as soon as the match
that's what I'm saying though. Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be that separation between the hype and this is actually what you've paid to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you've spent maybe $300 in a front row seat. Was that $300 really worth it if you can't go away from that experience saying that you actually enjoyed the event? You could, instead of saying, oh, look, I've got hundreds of videos on my phone, instead of actually being like, oh, Ricochet did this and this move was awesome and like, you know?
Yeah, because you won't remember it. Like, you remember, like, try to get your phone out as soon
and
as
when
possible.
are you going to look at those videos again?
Never.
Exactly,
when
you're not.
Look at them again.
You're not.
Yeah.
And that's the reality I'm trying to say it as, is like, I get content posting, we're different because like obviously we do this as content. We're gonna post when we're at like wrestling shows because 9 times out of 10 that's what people are going to want as their content. Where my standpoint is, and it really irks me, is just seeing people, you're at a front row or you're really close to the wrestlers, those wrestlers are trying to do a really cool spot, and all you're trying to do is distract them by being like, yo, get in the photo with me real quick. It's like, no,
And-
man, come on.
Like, with that being said, for international wrestling fans, if this is like an American Monday Night Raw or something, like for me, and this is, I'm just speaking about myself, like how I would personally feel. I'm not talking about how anybody else feels. I look at that and I'm like, damn, I've never been to an event before. My phone would literally be in my pocket probably the entire time, if not just solely during the matches, because what I'm witnessing on my screen right now, I want to experience in person one day.
Yeah.
This person
I'll tell
probably
you-
goes a couple of times a year and they've got 500 videos from all of that. But how can they walk away and actually say that they've truly experienced that when people on the other side of the world who never get to see that stuff have never had the opportunity to actually take that experience in?
I'm telling you right now as well, and I think it goes for the same for concerts because I've had this experience as well. As a wrestling fan, enjoy the event, and if you want to take some videos, maybe ask someone else to do it for you. Like I've had people at concerts who have gone with me. They're not as big a fans as me, and they've said to me, "Do you want me to take some videos for you?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, take some videos for me," because then I can enjoy whatever I'm doing, and then you can take videos for me. And like, you don't always go to wrestling shows with all your wrestling mates and everything. Sometimes you go with your family, or sometimes you go like with your sister or your brother or your dad or your mum or whatever. And like, you know, you can go, can you take some videos for me of the entrances while I just like sort of bask in this moment?
Yeah.
Because in actual fact, you're not taking the videos for yourself. You're taking them to upload to other places so other people can see it. But they weren't there. You're there.
No, and that's
Exactly,
and that's the thing is, like, say for example, if you're seated front row at like a show and then it's filmed like it's a Monday Night Raw or something, you could always watch that back and watch it again to relive it, but from a different angle, different experience, if that makes sense. Like if you're watching it front row.
Here's a perspective. I am absolutely gasping to get Taylor Swift tickets. Like, I will do anything for those tickets, and I guarantee my phone will not come out of my pocket during that entire concert.
Yeah, exactly.
He will be the one recording for me because I will be crying the entire 3 hours.
There's going to be no recordings from either of us when Paramore are opening, though. I'm sorry. I've never got to see Paramore live.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm going to use Taylor Swift now.
I have seen Paramore live 5 times, so this will be like my 6th time. I don't need to record it now because I have recordings from when I've seen them before.
And that's the thing, going back to what you said about if you're hoping to get Taylor Swift tickets. If we ever get this stadium show in Australia, I'm bringing my partner with me and he is filming for me because he's not as much of a wrestling fan as I am, which is like understandable. But like, it'll be such a monumental thing for me and I would just want to experience it for myself. I'll probably be like bawling my eyes out, literally crying because
Make
it's
sure
like,
he records that.
So he'll be the one recording everything, and then after the event I would just probably edit my footage and be like, hey guys, this is a vlog from blah blah blah, please just like be aware that I did not film any of this, my partner did, like make it known that like I wanted to enjoy the experience as a first timer,
Well, it's what me and G did with Clash at the Castle and Money in the Bank. When we finally got home from the events, we sat down and we just rewatched it from the camera's perspective to just be like, let's relive it, but see it from a whole different perspective of, damn, what did these guys record?
Money in the Bank, because I haven't rewatched it from the network's perspective yet.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, if you go to these shows as well, you'll have that option to experience it again because you went there and that was such an amazing experience for you as people anyway. But then you've got the video footage from the network anyway. So it's like no matter how many times you want to experience it, you can go back and watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I've found the Raw that I was at when I was like 9 years old, and I go back and watch it sometimes, and I can just see me in the front row, like cheering for Cena.
Because
I want to know what Raw this was, so I can go and watch it.
Oh,
you can tell us after.
I'll tell you.
Do you want to? What's your grinds my gears, Reese?
Right. Okay. So this is something that has always annoyed me, and once I noticed it, I could never unsee it, and it really. It doesn't annoy me as much anymore, like as much. It's just like, why does this happen all the time? Every single generation of wrestler have always done it right. And it's this, right? When a wrestler gets punched in the face or clotheslined or super kicked or something, like anything that offense that impacts the face or the head area, right? Why when they fall to the floor, do they all hold the stomachs like that? Or like that? Why do they all do it? It annoys me. Like,
It's their head, not their stomach.
yes, right. I'm sorry, right. Someone gets blatantly super kicked in the face and they lay on the floor like that.
You've not
It's
just been kicked in the stomach.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
You're not just being kicked in the stomach.
All of them do it. All of them do it.
Mary,
It's
let's
so
try it out.
annoying. What?
Oh.
Come here, let's try it out.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
so
I'm
funny.
sure
It
I'm
must
sure you'd
be
love to do
some
that,
kind
Jake.
of like instinct. I don't know, some survival. I've just been kicked in the head. Let's protect the rest of my body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got to
exactly.
be some kind of like.
You gotta protect
survival
your
instinct.
melon up here. You can't
Even when like let's say like like a high offensive like power move hits, like a spine buster, for example. Yeah, it hits your back, but also your head snaps back and hits the canvas. Why do people? Why does no one hold the back of the head like Why do they all do this? First of all, your spine isn't there. Like, I don't get it. Every single wrestler does it. All of them do it, and it really gets on my nerves.
It's on my nerves too. Yeah, I get that.
It's one of those things where, like, once I noticed it, I could never not unsee it, and then whenever I see it now,
I completely noticed it. But now you've mentioned it, I will probably notice it, and I'm like, Reese was so right.
I'm now not going to be able to unsee that anymore.
It happens more often than you think. Like, and now it's got to the point where I really appreciate it when, let's say, when Roman Reigns got double super kicked and he was laid flat like that. That's more believable than getting double super kicked and like clutching your chest. Like that would have really wound me up.
That was like a total KO moment right there. It's just like a straight on the ground.
Yeah, and that's what it should be. You've just been kicked in the face.
Yeah,
like this is what I mean. It's such a weird thing, and it goes all the way back to as long as I've been watching wrestling, and it's like I say, it's one of those things where once you've noticed it, it's so hard to unsee it, and whenever you don't see it, you're like, oh yes, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, I had one of those moments the other day. I was watching a video and then I saw the tweet come up, and now I can't unsee it. So apparently, it was like the tweet was that. Did you ever notice that Triple H's pedigree is in the shape of an H?
Yeah.
And I was like,
I've never noticed that.
I was like,
no.
oh my God.
No,
I was like, my entire life has literally just been a lie. And then I posted a video about it, and they got the picture, and he set up the move. I think it's him and Shawn Michaels, and you can see the outline of the H. And I'm like, like, how did I not see that? And it makes sense because
you know what? I'm going to question my dad on that and see if he knew.
You're blowing my mind right now. Like
I was just really... like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, wow, I need to make sure that other people see this as well. So I'm not the only person, but also
I've never noticed that. What?
My mind was just completely blown because when Seth Rollins does it, he does it like straight on the camera, like if I was setting it up, I'd be doing it in front of you here. But whenever it's taken on the camera angle of Triple H, it's always on the side. And I'm just like,
I've never known what.
That's my
literally lost my mind. All right,
we'll have to put together a compilation of some of his pedigrees. So
hey, here's an example for you. Here's an example for you where you'll notice it. What I've just said, and it'll really get on your nerves. Like Daniel Bryan will go for a flying headbutt, or Chad Gable will go for a flying headbutt, right? Yeah. So they'll hit the flying headbutt. Obviously, they aim for like the neck, like the face area, like to do the most damage, right? Yeah. The guy will go, lean over like that, and I'm like, "What do you mean? What are you doing? Like, that's the wrong place, guy.
You're selling the wrong part." Yeah. Honestly. Stupid.
Oh, it's the place where you like. That's one of the moves where I notice it the most. Like that's the bit.
Yeah. Where's Ross gone?
Wi-Fi is completely cut out in the bedroom.
Okay.
You got.
Jay, would you like to move on to something that grinds your gears?
Yes, I have one that's not a wrestling company, but wrestling community related.
Okay.
So,
I'm scared she's gonna out me.
No, it's actually out in the other gender. But anyway, the way the men treat women in the IWC community is absolutely vile and disgusting. Like the way that they talk to us as like we are some vile people that shouldn't be watching wrestling. Like women don't know nothing about wrestling. Women shouldn't be watching wrestling. Women, you only like that wrestler because he's attractive.
Yeah.
The name calling, it's fake. Why are you watching it? It's fake. That's for children. They don't say that to the men. They only say this to the women. And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And you can probably relate to this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. The amount of times I post a video, like if it's like a ranking video or just like even a video of me
Yeah.
like talking about something, like the amount of comments that I get where it's like, you shouldn't be watching that, or oh, it's fake, or like never
Yeah.
make a ranking list again. This is why women should never watch wrestling. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, come on.
Oh my god.
Like, first of all, I laugh at the comments because I have
Oh, of
that much of a
course.
thick skin that I don't give a
Mhm.
shit, you know? At the end of the day, my opinion always is, if you're not paying my rent and you're not paying my bills, why should I care about what you have to say?
I
Or
know.
if you're not adding to my happiness. But I was just like, literally the comments are just like, sometimes they just, like you say, like the men never get the comments.
No.
No.
I
Why is
would
it-
go
Even when the men are
ranking
like directly like over sexualizing the female wrestlers, like even the men don't
Yeah.
get
But
it then.
that's it, exactly. And
Yeah.
then, like, I could post a ranking video, some guy could post the same ranking video, and our comments will be two completely different sections.
Yeah.
Like, mine would be like horrible comments, and the men's would be like great comments.
You ranked them so well. I'm so happy your list
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
yeah. And then
I'll put
in
it-
the women's comments, you get, I can't believe you put this person here, and I can't believe
My
you did this, and
favorite
it's like,
comment on ranking videos is, "Why isn't Edge at number one?"
even if Edge isn't in the ranking like audio, it's like, what is yeah, and that's one thing
Yeah.
that grinds my gears too. This is not my point, but just relating to G's point, my like thing is, if it's a video sound that someone's made and it's not us, it means that we haven't created the sound. We're just ranking the sound solely based on this person's
Nobody
audio.
looks in the corner,
And
so
no
they
one looks at
never
that.
know.
And we
Like,
always have to put the PSA saying, like, this isn't our ranking sound. Like, we're just ranking them. Like, we can acknowledge that there's other themes that might be better. It's just like, come on.
Acknowledge. Yeah. Sorry, you said acknowledge. You said the magic word. Sorry.
Oh, funny.
Sorry.
Funny.
You know, you said the
No.
magic word. I was
I
just,
just feel like the men need to equalize the women a little bit more
Yeah.
and respect us a little bit more. You know, we're
Yeah.
all here to watch wrestling. We're all here to love wrestling. Everybody's opinion is going to be different. And if our opinions aren't the same, respect that.
You know what I
Just-
find
yeah.
weird about like that situation?
Mm.
Like it's a real. Oh, there he is. Hello.
Hi.
Ross has returned, guys!
Hello!
We can all stop naming and shaming him now. He's a.
We don't talk about how my PC just decided to go, hey, you no longer have an internet access because my Wi-Fi extender decided to do an update.
Oh,
Oh,
fantastic.
always
Like,
the updates
right,
with you.
What I was going to say was like, I think it's such a weird hypocritical situation because
Mm.
I've noticed that like TikTok women's channels grow faster than the average male channel,
Mm.
but
Mm-hmm.
which is weird because if you don't like their opinions so much, why are you
Why do
following
you
them?
follow them?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
honestly.
Follow
Yeah.
Does it, does
to
it
be
make
nasty
sense?
to us.
Mm.
Let's also add this perspective in. Let's look at our channel, for example. The most reviewed videos
It's
Are you-
Courtney's.
is yours.
Courtney's videos
Yeah.
are the most viewed videos.
Yours are the music.
Why though?
That's what I was gonna say.
My
the
wrestling
female-
takes a shit.
But this is still my point. If people are going to hate on the women in the wrestling internet community, like,
Yeah.
why are you putting your viewership? Why are you putting your time? Your
Yeah,
effort?
but on the flip side, if they're giving us a view, then they're helping us get to our goal
Oh.
faster.
Oh, yeah.
The thing
But
that
let
I
them
always say,
And she's crashed.
Oh, that's what she'll.
You're back,
Yeah.
you're back,
Very.
you're
back.
Oh, gee, very insightful, G. Very insightful.
Gee, you fully froze when you said.
She goes,
I always say you froze and then you came back. So say again.
It was so insightful. I want to hear it again. That's how
I
insightful
just
it
said,
was.
I said something about Roman Reigns, and it doesn't matter now. No, I'm joking. I'm
Oh
joking.
no, I definitely want to hear it now then.
I
that
said,
was so funny.
I said, you like, comment, or view, you're a fan. You be horrible. You like, comment, or view, you're still a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
for
like
real.
at the end of the day,
I
you're
te- I
still
te- I
helping
tell
me
you
get to
exactly
where I
why.
want to be.
I'll tell you exactly why Courtney's views will be the highest on the Monday Night Raws. Why like women's channels grow the most, it's because when these people who have nothing better to do, like watch the videos and stuff, they're waiting for you to say something that they don't agree with. They love it, and then they'll dislike it, they'll comment on it, and like they'll say something. That's what they're waiting for. Like that. Well, as soon as you see like your average like female wrestling fan like commenting on something, it's like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. And then once he says something that I don't agree with, I'm gonna comment about it.
Yeah, it's just I had a comment once that was literally like, I can't believe you watch wrestling, and I was like, okay, and like, it's just such a natural part of my being that it's like I just don't like. I was just like, how? I was like, huh? Like
that seems to be a common reaction though, because when I tell people I don't really speak to a lot that I watch when my work people found out I watch wrestling, they were like, you watch wrestling? And I'm like, yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I make people feel weird about not watching it. I'm like, you don't watch it?
Imagine the same people saying, oh, you watch wrestling, you watch EastEnders and Coronation, you watch a show about life that is fake about life. Like,
imagine the same people saying, oh, you watch wrestling, and then they sit down to watch tennis for 2 weeks, dude. Like, no. Like, you watch tennis? Like,
I like tennis, bro. I like
tennis is so boring,
another point in the whole men being horrible to women without even knowing the whole situation. Here's another example of a TikTok video. So you've all seen my TikTok video where I said I was going to break up with Ross for acknowledging Roman Reigns,
which was funny. It was a joke.
In capital letters at the bottom, this is a joke. And I've got guys in the comments saying, he's better off without her. You're ugly anyway. She's
my God.
Get rid of her.
Oh, I ripped into him. Like, it's right. Here you go. I'm not a defensive.
I don't acknowledge Roman Reigns. I made a joke about my boyfriend, knowing he would be fine with it. And you're going to come at me and call me ugly and disgusting.
Here you go. This is from the perspective of someone who is dating a wrestle talker and is a lower key wrestle talker. I really have to bite my tongue with a lot of the comment section because I know G rises above it and she tells me not to. But some people, when they do that comment, really piss me off because the only reason you're saying that is because you're not as intelligent as her. You're jealous you couldn't make the content she's done. You're jealous that you haven't had the same commitment and the same people praising her and giving her the happiness that you wished you had. The fact of me and her can joke about, oh, we're going to break up over a wrestling point of view. Bruh, 3 years ago, I wouldn't even had anyone to talk to wrestling about. End of the day, like, I got back into wrestling because one of my housemates at uni started talking about it and was do you want to watch WrestleMania with me? And I was like, I haven't watched it in a while. What's the card? And he showed me that it was Kofi Mania. That's the first WrestleMania that got me back into it. So the whole factor of
this one here, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, boy.
One of the longest WrestleManias. But like, this is the thing that pees me off is I've never had the confidence to talk about wrestling. I never had that. You have girls who already struggle in this industry because they are looked down on because of their gender. We don't need to get into this whole debate of gender equality. We know it's still a thing that doesn't fucking exist because women still are paid less 9 times out of 10 in most jobs, even though they can probably do better than most of us. And it's annoying to see women going bravely, posting their opinions, being happy the fact of people are wanting to talk about wrestling. And the first thing you can come and do is talk about their looks. You can't talk about a valid intellectual
hot take they have.
Exactly. You can't talk intellectually about, oh, I disagree with your wrestling point because of this, this, and this.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like I relate tremendously to what you've just said because I've been a fan my entire life. And I was really excited about like wrestling when I was a kid. I would talk to people about it and they'd be like, oh, you shouldn't watch that, you're a girl, or it's fake. Like why did your dad let you watch that, you know? And then I was like, okay, well maybe I should be in a situation, and I've spoken about this on my TikTok. I made a video about it a long time ago. But basically I was like, maybe I feel like I should be a closeted fan. Like I can still enjoy it, but not tell people because of the stigma behind it. And I would watch it in my room by myself. I wouldn't talk about it anymore because I was like, this part of me that's kept me going through so much of my life is still causing me to get bullied. So I was like, just leave it alone. And then it got to the point in my life, like I think it was 2021, I was like, you know what? Like, who cares? If people still want to be friends with you, that's fine. But you know, if they don't want to be friends with you because of what you like, well then clearly they're not friends. And I've been with my partner for 5 years now, and I didn't tell him that I was a fan of wrestling until 3 years into our relationship
Wow.
because I was that scared of being like ridiculed for it. And initially I kind of
What
was,
his
but I had
reaction?
that
I'm curious.
he was like, "Oh, I didn't picture you as that kind of person." And I was like,
Oh.
I had a bit more of a backbone that I was like, I'm not going to let that bother me. And then he sits with me, he watched Money in the Bank with me. You know,
Yeah.
so like that happens. And then in terms of me making content, I for the longest time was following the Wrestle Talk community. And I thought to myself, I was always like, I feel like I have things to contribute, but I don't know how to do it because I could see that the women were getting bullied. And I was like, I don't really want to be a part of that. And then this year, and obviously I've spoken to G about this privately, like she really inspired me to make videos because I was like, here's this chick here who's getting so much love, so much support, and she's just being authentically her. And I was like, literally, what do I have? I had 40 followers, but that was because my friends followed me on TikTok because of my contacts. But I was like, I literally have nothing to lose here.
Yeah.
You know, and if people don't view your videos, if people don't like your stuff, who
And
cares?
look what you're
Like,
doing now. You're flying. You're flying.
I know. And it's like if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this.
No, and
You
and G's had that. G's had quite a few people turn around and say like she's been an inspiration. And this is the thing, like so many of the girls in Wrestle Talk do also inspire us, like us lot as well.
Yeah.
Like I've openly said some of the stuff Lana Banana's come out with when she's openly been like, look, I'll slam anyone down.
Oh, I
Because of-
love Lana.
Like
Mm,
when
we
people
love
had
her.
at AEW or WWE and she was like, I'm just a wrestling fan. I'm like, thank you. Someone saying it who
Yeah.
it has it a lot worse on these type of platforms because people are going to attack you more.
Well, I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, like here's another example. Like I probably wouldn't be making videos on Wrestle Talk if it wasn't for other Courtney that
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make with. Because she convinced me to start making videos about it. Because she said like you've got so much to say, you'd be great at making the videos. I was like,
Yeah.
nah. And it was while I had COVID back in like 2020. Like I had like free time, so I call it free time. I was exhausted, but all I had was my phone and my screen in front of me because I couldn't leave my room. And I was like, I'm gonna talk about this. One of the first videos I made was I think it was like Adam Cole talking about how Kyle O'Reilly was gonna beat Finn Balor. And I made the video and it got like 200 views, but I was buzzing about it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, okay, that's well cool. I love that. That
Exactly.
people like was interacting with it and liking it a lot, all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, and that's where it all
You got to
started.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love the reaction that I got from it. I just thought,
Yeah.
like I said, I wouldn't be doing it right now without Courtney.
Exactly.
Mine was G as well. Like the thing
Yeah.
was, I used to just be I would just goof around on TikTok and do like trends and shit. And G would ask me for like wrestling ideas because she knew I was like so much into it as well. Whenever I was around on the weekend, she's like, "Oh, I want to post these videos, but what's your opinion on it and that?" So I'd give my side of it. Hers was slightly different, and she's like, "Oh, but you should post it as well." And I was like, "Nah, no one will care.
Exactly.
Like, no one will watch it. They're
Here's a
enjoying
fun
yours."
fact. My channel actually started as a gaming channel on a stream on Twitch. And then I started posting the odd wrestling video and noticed that they did well.
Yeah.
And then kind of reverted just to wrestling stuff along the line. I actually lost that account and then started this account and went just wrestling. And here we are now.
Yeah.
That's the thing, it's like-
started doing something different. I think mine started out as a music a music account. If you go all the way back to the very first video on this channel, it's me doing like a Wu-Tang Clan impression. That's
Yeah,
the very first video.
literally, my first video was like a 5-minute long video because I sent it to somebody for like a competition or something. It was like a 5-minute long video of me talking about my Royal Rumble predictions. And in that video, you literally can see that I'm such a little baby in there in terms of like my confidence and experience. I'm like, hi guys, my name is Courtney and I'm from New Zealand and these are my Royal
I
Rumble
need to go and see
predictions.
that.
Don't you fucking dare, I swear to God.
Now, you know what we need to do? We need to make a compilation for the Outcasted channel
Of
and
all our
just do
first videos.
all our first TikTok
That'd be
videos.
good
I think
one.
that'd be
Yeah.
great.
My first TikTok video is me saying, "Hi guys, I just got banned on my other account."
Yeah, that's so funny. That's gold.
I love that. Oh no, because I still have in my vault, in my phone, I still have the video of me crying from Becky Lynch's SummerSlam return, and I'm trying to come up with the courage to like
Have
post
you-
it.
You need to
But
show
it's me,
that.
it's me
Have you
literally
seen mine?
shaking. I don't think I have, but it's literally me shaking my phone, and I'm like, oh my god.
So-
Mine-
so
My
I'll
first
send it
video
to you.
is it is me doing Protect Your Neck by Wu-Tang Clan. Mine's me doing the phone call at the start, like doing like the mimed phone call at the
No
start.
way, you actually
So good.
chilling, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
But yes,
That's my
dude,
first
Wrestle,
video.
Wrestle Talk community as a whole is such a great place to be a part of. It's just some people that
It
really put a dampener on it.
Yes.
Is basically
Um,
what I'm trying to say.
100%.
I was gonna add.
If
to
it
one
wasn't for
particular
Wrestle
thing-
Talk, I wouldn't have met all these great guys.
Exactly.
Well, you would have met me, but
Well, we are
Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to. I'm gonna
regret a
move
few
on to
of them.
something that grinds my gears,
Should
and
we
I
start
know
with-
that
should we
I
start
know
with
that
the main
Ross will
story?
appreciate and piggyback off what I'm saying. But what grinds my gears is Shayna Baszler being lumped in with Ronda Rousey in terms of saying that she is a lackluster performer who doesn't care about wrestling and she doesn't get the respect that she deserves because she's worked her ass to get to where she is. And her also not getting her original theme back still pisses me off to this
Yeah.
day.
right.
Yes.
All I need to say, thank
Yeah.
you, Shayna, because you destroyed Ronda Rousey's career in few sentences. We've already heard you try and talk on the mic and no one wants to hear it. Thank you,
Me
Shayna.
reviewing that episode of Monday Night Raw, literally, I had to watch that segment twice because the first time I was like, oh my god.
Like, mate, it's like Shayna Baszler, her UFC stuff, yeah, I understood she wasn't the craziest of like fighters. She did good, but
Yeah.
wrestling was her own. She arguably helped carry a lot of the women's division in NXT when it felt like a weird little blip part. The rivalry between her and Rhea, the match between her and I'm pretty sure it was Piper Niven as well when they did the NXT UK takeover for one of the download festivals.
Her and
And just
Dakota
a lot-
Kai as well. Her and Dakota.
Her and Dakota Kai, just so many of the good matches her and Shayna Baszler could do.
Ooh.
Shayna Baszler made it
Dude.
very apparent.
Ember
Yeah.
Moon versus Shayna Baszler, dude. That feud was incredible. You just reminded me of all like the great Shayna Baszler NXT feuds.
Yeah. I will talk about that later. Yeah. I'll talk about it after stream. But yes, I just think that Shayna Baszler gets lumped in with Ronda Rousey too much in terms of them being friends and being a tag team. Like, you know, we saw in the news reports a couple of weeks ago that apparently Shayna and Ronda both demanded that they be tag champs, but Shayna's since disputed that and was like, I didn't say shit. Like,
Yeah, right now.
she just needs to get more of that appreciation and that respect for
Oh,
actually working in the
100%.
independent circuit and actually
Good.
working her way into it because she loves wrestling. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, like the thing is, Shayna is like one of the better talents as well
Yeah.
from NXT.
she
It's
just needs to get treated better too.
Yeah, her main roster run just got soured so quick. Like you booked her in a match against Becky Lynch, which
Which
is
that
one
could
of
have
the
done wonders for her as well.
which is one of the most over girls, and you last minute decide no, Becky's still going to win, and she's
Yeah.
going to win by an arm bar. I don't want to be that petty guy, but as someone who is a tactician, and she is literally known to be a submission wrestler, that was
Submission
Shayna
magician.
Baszler's
The submission magician, if you will.
So
that.
exactly the whole freaking
Yeah.
Queen of Spades, everything
Yeah.
she had, and they were like, Becky's gonna win by an armbar. Well, her version.
Oh,
of
I know.
Do you
my
know?
God.
Okay, so going back to how we talked about Fightful Wrestling tweeting something on Monday Night Raw this week, they tweeted, "The badass Shayna Baszler's back." I watched the clip. First of all, the theme's not back. Therefore, she does not actually class as being the badass Shayna
Yeah, she's
Baszler because
not the
I don't
badass yet.
associate this version of Shayna Baszler with her theme. Like,
Yeah, I need.
I will
the
not say that
original
she is the
theme now.
badass Shayna Baszler back unless she has that theme with the really good guitar riffs. Like,
Dun,
give it
Oh.
back.
And she needs the freaking punch with the towel, like where she had the towel and she does the punch.
Oh,
Please.
yes.
If she goes up against Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam,
Yes.
please give me
Yes.
this version. Please.
Who
I'm
has the better
literally
entrance with a
begging.
towel? Is it Tyler Bate or Shayna Baszler?
Now
God.
Samoa Joe.
Oh, yeah,
Gotcha.
Who has the
Yeah.
Who had the better entrance with a towel? Shayna Baszler or
Oh,
Tyler?
Solo Sikoa all day.
Of course. Oh, yeah. I'm going to forget about him.
Oh,
I can't believe you forgot that one.
I
I'm
mean, you
retiring.
said Tyler Bate, though.
I'm
You did say
retiring.
Tyler Bate,
Yeah.
and I'm biased
I
to
did.
Tyler Bate.
What about
We know.
actually, him as well. Oh, what's his name? Val Venus. He has a pretty good
Oh,
towel.
Val, yeah, where he had the whole towel down.
Hello, ladies.
All right, Ross, have you got a what grinds your gears?
Yes, because this was going to add on to G talking about when people throw the freaking "it's fake" women wrestling
yeah.
fans. Just the statement, "it's fake." No, it's not. It's a predetermined outcome. Everything that happens in the ring happens
But
legit.
The thing is, they say it's fake and it's predetermined,
know.
but we don't know the outcome till it happens.
Exactly.
And that
No,
makes
it's predetermined for a specific group of people we don't know. But also
There you go. I'm gonna pop off
redefine
and
your
explain it.
definition of fake, I think, is what people need to do.
Yeah, I'll pop
Because-
off and explain it the way that it
they
annoys
get
me.
real
how they call it
injuries,
fake.
real bruises.
Because
Yeah, the
you
athleticism is
still
real.
go to the cinema
Hmm.
for a Marvel movie and you don't know the outcome of who's going to win, who's going to lose. You still go and watch your Spider-Man, even though you know his name is Peter Parker. He got bit by a radioactive spider. Sorry,
Yep.
that's as fake as someone going, hey, we had this barbershop match and a guy got kicked through the glass fakely. It's
You
Yes.
sit there and thump your Spider-Man.
You talk about your Venoms, you talk about
You talk about your Venoms, you talk about your Carnage.
Austin Carnage says, I just whipped your ass.
Like this is the whole argument of you still go.
get him out of my web.
Yes.
I took a
We need to
photo.
remake
I took
a
another
video
photo.
idea for you, Ross. Remake that entire promo segment, but Spider-Man.
Oh my god!
I slung a web. I slung
slung
another
a
web.
I found a symbiote. I took off
and
the
that's
symbiote.
the bottom suit because
That's the bottom.
Spider-Man says so. I think I just spat as well.
Oh, like my whole argument with this and why it really grinds me is it's not fake. It's predetermined of your outcome of who's gonna win.
Yeah.
The spots that happen in that match, we don't know what's gonna happen. No one does. You're still laughing at the whole Spider-Man thing, aren't you? I should have used a different fucking superhero.
Spider-Man
God's sake.
316 thing, dude.
Get
That got
me
me.
pictures of
You
Brock
sit there and
Lesnar.
you thump your Spider-Man.
No, because now you've just made me want to make a merch design where it's literally, you know, the Stone Cold skull on the back, and it's just Spider-Man's eyes instead.
I said you need to
Spider-Man
remake that.
316.
Yeah,
You need to remake
Oh.
that entire promo, but just like in Spider-Man.
it's
form,
Spider-Man.
please.
Oh, bro, don't. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that would be
Photoshop
so
later.
funny.
I'm
Just
gonna
put a
Photoshop
Spider-Man
later.
suit on.
Anyway, what were we saying?
Hey guys, if you
Oh,
want an
predetermined,
outcast
it's fake,
the
yeah.
Spider-Man 316, we'll do it. You know.
You could do it
But
for
yeah.
all the Avengers. I reckon. people would buy 'em.
Whenever someone says to me like, "Oh, you know, wrestling's fake," I'm like, "Okay," and like that's just the response I give because I'm like, it's gotten to the point where I'm an adult now and I'm still enjoying wrestling. And like when you know, if I was younger, someone was like, "It's fake," I'm like, "No, it's not." But like, I just don't care. Like, I'm still gonna watch it.
Hey guys,
I'm still gonna support my queen. I'm still gonna support my king. Like, leave me alone.
Hell
You know?
yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings is fake, but you still go end up watching Frodo take the ring.
Yeah,
Like-
you still spend hundreds of thousands of dollars coming over to my country to come to Hobbiton when I never asked you to. You know?
hey! Welcome to Hobbiton.
Just stand on
Yeah,
the
of
edge
course.
of that town. Just stand on the edge of that town. Like,
That is a
every
goal, by the
person
way.
that goes through it going, oh, you know it's
Yeah.
fake, right?
Jumps
You know
on the
what?
top
I want
rope.
to
They
do
get,
that.
like, I've got a really funny idea. It's like they jump on the Kevin Owens on the top rope, about to hit a swanton bomb, and then the camera angle comes up, and it's like he breaks the fourth wall, and he goes, "No, it's fake." Like the real, like the Office style, like
Yeah.
breaking the
Oh,
fourth
yeah.
wall.
Do you know what I'd love to see? You know how WWE make them videos where it's like they go around the wrestlers and ask them questions? I'd love to see them to do one where they go, "Do you know wrestling's fake?" and just see what the wrestlers' reactions
Yeah.
are.
Yes, that would be so good.
Yeah.
Oh, do a
Oh.
cut of Do you know when someone came up to ask Sol Zakora about a question of 2K23 and he just looks at the camera and goes, "Man, if you don't get up out of here," like just like
yeah.
do a cut of going, "Do you know wrestling's fake?" and it's him going, "Man, if you don't
You
get
know,
up
man,
out
you
of
don't
here."
get out of here.
LA Knight would just go, "Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Literally was just thinking that.
But yeah, like end of the day, it's like it just irks me that people say it's like fake so openly. It's like cool. So
Yeah.
is like 90% of films and TV shows you watch. Like you're telling me freaking Fast and Furious now, like I'm sorry, they can fly a car out of a plane and survive and shit.
That's
Like
fake, you know."
you still go and watch it, don't you? End of the day. Oh,
Oh no,
It's not.
Vin Diesel definitely drove that car from the top of one building straight into another.
I know, yeah.
Oh,
It's, you know, it's
the
fake.
worst
It's
thing I ever
fake how
seen in
much
those
Vin
films.
Diesel actually cares about his family. You know that, right?
The,
He doesn't actually care about his family. It's all fake.
the worst
no.
example of that I
They're
ever
not
saw.
his real family. They're
The
just
worst
actors.
example I ever saw of that in
All right,
in
bye
Fast and
guys.
Furious is when he drives into the barrier, flies halfway across a bridge, catches Letty,
Yeah.
and slams her onto a car window. I'm like, yeah, you
Yeah.
told
The
us.
like,
only
bro, you've
Vin
just
Diesel
fucking
character
speared,
that I will push to the day that I die that is not fake is Groot.
I
End
am
story.
Groot.
I am Groot.
Don't, because I'm really emotional about that after recently watching Guardians.
I
so
haven't watched
sorry.
it yet. Shut up.
Yep.
You should.
Shush.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Reese, you got another what grinds your gears?
Yes, and it's a simple one. The way WWE books all of their faces, it's so annoying. Like
It's so generic.
right, it's so generic, right? Oh my god, they're all such geeks, man. So right, like
Yeah.
all the heels are in the ring saying cool stuff. It's like, yeah, we run this division, yeah,
Yeah.
we run Monday Night Raw. Look at us, we're the power. We're like amazing. We've got this division on lock. We're the champions. We're him. That's me. I am that guy. I am acknowledge me. All that sort of stuff. And then the face just comes out and goes, "Why don't you shut up?" And all the crowd like, "Yay!" And it's like, no.
Quit your damn talking.
It's like,
Don't talk about
what do
my
you
wife
what do you
like
think,
that.
Buffalo, New York? Do you think he should shut up? And they're all like, yay! And it's like, oh, shut up. I'm not buying your merch. I don't want to see you ever again on my television. Like the only exception to that is Seth Rollins. Like that is
Yeah.
literally the only exception. Like
Came
he's
out
the
with a
only
plate
cool
of
face.
Buffalo Wild Wings, bro.
I thought
Like,
he had nachos, but they were
I
wings.
know.
they were in Buffalo,
literally-
G.
Every
I didn't
single,
know they were
every
in
single
Buffalo.
face.
I literally, Seth walked out and I went to Ross, he's got nachos.
And Ross looked at you and said, "That's not your business."
Oh God. Oh, for God's sake.
No, I get you though. I will say an example of somebody who like was supposed to turn heel that kind of ended up being a tweener is that lady there. And that was the last time that I can imagine a babyface turn actually being good.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a couple.
It's
who
just
are
most,
your
most of them
suggestions then?
suck, man. It's like I think I was saying this before the podcast started to you, Cut. Like most, I don't know what's going on with WWE. Like for the most part, and I am talking about 96% of faces. For the most part, ever since like the early 2000s, it's like they've forgotten how to book a face.
We were
Like,
talking about that with Cody. That was what we were talking about.
yeah, it was. We were talking about
Yeah.
that with Cody. Like he does something cool, or like whenever he's like kind of a badass, he turns around to the like the interviewing goes, "Oh, Kathy, excuse me for my actions," or "Oh, WWE Universe, you're gonna have to excuse me for what I'm about to say right now." And it's like, why, dude? Just say it. Like,
Just get it off your say it with your whole chest, buddy.
Yeah, just stop being
It's why
cheeseball.
it's why I enjoy New Japan's booking of like baby faces and heels so much more, because New
Yeah.
Japan really don't care about being an in-betweener. Like, so many times Will Ospreay has came across like he should be a babyface, but then the secondary half of it, it's like, no, I'm the United Empire and I don't give a fuck. Like, I will swear, I will call people, see you next Tuesdays, I will rip into them. And he gets cheered for that. And it's like, see?
I think it's because that level of aggression and that level of passion, if it's the right person, people can back it up. Like,
Exactly.
if Bianca Belair is turning heel, people are still going to love her because she's done so much.
I was going to say, Bianca's been kind of one of the only baby faces they've booked pretty damn well.
She does. She apparently doesn't even. I said this to the group chat. She apparently doesn't even want to turn heel.
Yeah,
I don't see there's any reason to, unless you're going to team it with like Montez Ford. But here's a great example of a great face, right? Look at Darby Allin.
Yes.
He's a badass. Like, and he's just, he don't give a shit what anyone thinks. And he's just like, he's Darby Allin. Like, you don't have to go, guys, look, it's a face. Like, we know he's a face because of the way he is. Like, the way he goes after on the card. Like, we know he's a face. Like, he doesn't have to go, hey, Poughkeepsie, don't you think this guy should shut up? Huh? And it's like, no, we don't need that.
Here's another one. Perfect example, and it's AEW again. Hangman Adam Page.
Yes.
The whole progressive storyline of him where he started feeling like he was becoming a heel because he traded his elite, aligned with Dark Order, started doing things like that. But no, he was just a broken hero, and he had the whole redemption arc, and we all saw that, him being a babyface was saying like, look, I'm not perfect, but I know when there are worse evils in this world, which are Blackpool Combat Club right now. And he's done it perfect. He's arguably one of the best baby faces I've seen in a long time with long-term story booking.
Do you know who I miss the face?
Which one?
Bailey.
Hugger Bailey was. Hugger Bailey was.
Let's celebrate on the.
Do you know, I listen to that song daily. I literally listen to that song daily.
Do you know one song that's two songs that have started to become in my like daily listening for WWE themes? Rhea Ripley's and Io Sky's. Could you imagine if we hear those two themes together in a match? Oh,
do you know what's an underrated WWE theme song? And I don't even care. I think it's an absolute banger. The Schisms. It's so good.
I love it. I do.
It's really good. I think it's called like Love Is Blind or something. Like it's so good. That and obviously Solo Sikoa's. It's the best one in the company right now.
I keep. Here's one. Here's a quick grind to my gears. What the hell did you change Ricochet's theme? The one and only where it has a bullet name is amazing.
That was going to be one of my quick fire ones. Is just changing wrestlers' themes with no real reason behind it.
One and only.
Like Shayna's was changed for no reason. Seth's was changed for no reason, but people love it now. You know, like
I'm sorry, I actually prefer Seth's new one.
Yeah,
I do as well. Me
too. Do you know what's really funny is like Chris will just come home from work one day. He was sitting on the couch. He's sitting on his phone. He just goes, "Burn it down." Like, what are you doing?
I catch Alice stood in random parts of the house, just going, "Burn it down."
Me when I get to work, burn it down. Literally. But yeah.
Guess I can't go work today.
Jay, what grinds your gears?
Yeah, Jay, what grinds your gears?
My turn again. Right, I've got
apart from Ross.
The women. I'm here to advocate the women today. So, I don't like the way WWE book their women's division.
Sorry, that's literally just there. Just there. Literally just there.
Especially the tag team division. They have no interest in it. They don't show any interest in it. They have no feeling of making it solidarity. They have no feeling of building them long-term tag teams. Them belts are basically irrelevant right now.
They haven't been relevant since they came into Inception.
Yes.
Literally.
Exactly.
It was
And-
such
and
a
because
mistake.
I feel like-
they dropped it.
And also, like, the length of time women get in a match is disgustingly low compared to the
Yep.
men's matches.
Yep.
And so I feel like WWE not giving a shit about their women's division or booking, they do, obviously they give a shit to a degree.
But
Well-
not in that part, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like because of the way they book the women and because of the way the women's matches go, the fans don't give a shit. And this is why people are silent during the women's matches. This is why
Mhm.
people always say that women's match is my bathroom or food break.
Mhm.
And that really, really, really grinds
The
my gears.
fact that we're getting back to this point in time where the women's match is treated like a bathroom break,
Yeah.
when for a period of time between 2014 and 2019, it wasn't treated like a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Seriously? Like, how do they not see that this is
Well,
how?
I agree as well, though, because I have said that match is my
Yeah.
bathroom break because I have no
Yeah.
interest because there's nothing.
Literally, a
else
prime
around
example of that match was like one of my quick hot takes as well, / like something that grinds my gears. I'm still pissed off about it. Why did they have Indy Hartwell debut on the main roster after an
Yeah, for
injury
real, man.
during a bloody commercial break?
During
It
a
was her first
break.
match, and it was a tag
Yeah.
match, and they didn't make a bigger deal about the fact that she
No.
was with Candice.
Former NXT Women's Champion.
They're part of the way. The way's not doing anything. They're not going the
Well,
right
it's
way.
because
clearly.
Johnny's injured at the moment.
Yeah, but the thing is, that doesn't even matter, dude. Like, the way consists of about 5 people. Like, you could
No, I know, but they want all 5 members there
But
to
it
make the
doesn't
storyline
matter.
of the full
Just because
reunion.
a member is injured, that does. Indy Hartwell was the NXT Women's Champion. You bring her to main roster and you debut her in a screen commercial.
No, I know,
That
I
is
know,
not
I
right.
know.
No, and that's the thing. Is so many people in my comments were like, "Oh, she didn't even hold the title that long. She wasn't even great in NXT." I'm like, who gives a shit? Like Grayson Waller's debut was that much better than hers. He debuted at MSG in the main event against Edge,
Edge.
Yeah.
and you just
And
put
they
her in a
came
gauntlet
from
match.
the same place at the same time.
See what I mean? Like, there's just no consistency. There's no care. Indy Hartwell could be the next Becky Lynch
They
if you
fought
book
up,
her right.
They fought up 2 solid tag teams. Isla and Albert, Candice and whatever. her bloody-
Katana Jay.
I
Yeah,
don't
Katana.
name because I don't care.
Yep.
And
Yep.
2 solid long NXT tag teams. Why are they not in that title picture? I'm
Don't know.
sorry, I love Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, but one of them long-term NXT tag teams should be in that title spot right now
Yep.
Yeah, I already said this. This
because
fucking.
they're an established tag team.
I said this. The merged belts didn't make no sense going to Ronda and Shayna. It should have gone
Exactly.
to Alba and Isla because they are
Yep.
an established team. That makes
Yep.
sense.
And
Their
that's
whole
the thing,
gimmick
is the
them
women's
together.
tag titles were originally created to be defended on all 3 brands. So
I think
why
it-
is it that at some point in time the NXT tag belts get introduced? You've just undone all that hard work that all
Yeah.
the women in the past have put in to have the women's division be taken seriously. You're
For
just
me-
undoing it. Like,
For me, the spooky witches can get in the bin. I hate that tag team. But like
Is
Chance
that
and
why that's
Carter,
Isla and Albert,
like
yeah?
for me, should
Yeah.
have been holding the tag team titles.
I'm really mad that you said Alba and Isla.
Dude, I'm sorry, Alba Fire. Number 1, what kind of a name is that? Number 2, she's
Can we
from a
have
long
Kaylee Ray
line
back,
of,
please?
yeah,
she's from
please,
a long
please.
line of fire starters, so she loves the Prodigy. We've got that on the book.
I'm a fire starter.
Tagging with Isla Dawn, who's a witch. Tagging with
I'm next to
Isla
listen to
Dawn.
that after this.
Listen, right? She's tagging with Isla Dawn, who's a witch. And the last time we saw her do any witchy things is, ooh, smoke, spooky, and like the whole referee thing a couple of months ago. Why didn't she do that for the tag team titles?
I don't know why they didn't do
Yeah,
that. I wish
anyway.
they did that as well.
I get what
But
you mean. though.
also to add this to what G was saying, there are other companies who are not booking it right, and this goes to another grind to my gears. Can people stop sleeping on Impact Wrestling because Impact Wrestling actually book women perfectly?
The fact that Diana Perrazzo is having to
Ooh.
defend her title against Trinity, formerly known as Naomi, is
Yeah.
enough to say that you should care.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is dope.
Like,
And it irks me so much good talent in the women's division in Impact. You had Mia Yim in
Mhm.
Impact for a little bit of time when she
The
was released,
Iconics.
and they booked her crazy. Iconics came to Impact
were
as
literally
inspirations.
flying when they were
even
in
Chelsea Green was booked well in Impact.
Yeah.
And
Chelsea Green.
one person that you're forgetting Tennille Dashwood / Emma. She was booked
Emma, yeah, no,
fantastically.
Emma was amazing.
What is she doing
in
now?
Impact.
She's tagging with
jobbing.
Nikki Cross.
She's jobbing.
Jobbing.
Yeah,
Like in that, so she had a match with Shayna Baszler this week
Yeah.
on Raw, which
Which
I
was
said Shayna should have just had a jobber, because what happened is the way the match was set up is that I think Emma came in while Shayna was playing with some cards and was like, "Oh, well, we
Yeah.
both tried taking down Ronda," and she's like, "We? Like this isn't about a we. Like that's such a crap position
I
for Emma to
remember
be
when
in,
I was-
considering
I was
people were
thinking
actually
about
happy to
that.
see her back."
I was
Yeah.
taking my dog out for a piss, and I had my phone on the bin, and like so I could just listen to Raw while I was doing it, and
Yeah.
like all I heard was like some like Shayna Baszler doing something, and then this accent talking to her, and I was like,
Yeah.
is that Emma? So I
Yeah.
went back to my phone. I was like, is Emma? Where's Emma been?
Yeah.
I totally
No.
forgot she was employed. I'm not gonna lie.
This is
fair
where my annoyance comes for the whole women booking division. WWE has some of the best talent there for women's talent.
They do.
Are still struggling to book them because they're
Mhm.
still in the mindset of always booking the 4 horsewomen, even though they've only got 2 of the 4 horse.
4 horsewomen
Horsewomen.
and Bianca, I would say. They're slowly getting Rhea into that position.
Well,
of
they've got
making her better.
what did I say too? They have 3 of the 4 horsewomen, is what I was meant to
Yes.
say. But they're still booking one of them awfully. Bailey, in my opinion, I feel like they're booking her so bad with this
They
damage
booked
control
Charlotte
stuff.
awfully as well. She shouldn't be in that title picture.
No, she's
I'm fine with the triple threat. I'm fine with that triple threat.
I was really concerned with what you were about to say just then.
No.
But to be honest, it wouldn't be a SummerSlam without Charlotte Flair having some title picture in there.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. The booking her wrong. The booking her wrong because she's getting booked. Can we get her off a
She
screen?
needs to be
then?
booked into the bin.
Yeah. See you later.
I mean, it is getting.
Here's my next grinds my gears. Charlotte Flair. Okay, let's move on.
I've got one.
We
that's,
all agree. We all.
I think it's Courtney's turn anyway. If we're done with
Yeah.
this one.
So Ronda Rousey in her entire second run in WWE, she just does
Oh
not
my
give a
God.
shit. She literally, every time she comes out to the entrance ramps, looks like this is the POV. You're talking to someone, she gets slapped in the face and then goes, off you go. She looks like she does not care.
She
so-
doesn't.
She doesn't care.
My thing is that in the first time she came to WWE at Royal Rumble 2018, it was treated as such a big deal. She was booked better than she is now. She was actually treated better than she is now. And she clearly looked like she was trying to learn how to wrestle. But in between the time of WrestleMania 35 main event and when she came back, she obviously hasn't done anything wrestling related or even been
She had a
involved
baby,
in.
didn't she?
Yeah, she did, but she hasn't had any stayed up to date with anything wrestling
No.
related. She comes back, she looks like she doesn't know how to wrestle, and she doesn't take the time to actually learn ring chemistry with certain wrestlers. Like, I haven't seen her have she couldn't have a match with the likes of Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky. She can't wrestle with the group of wrestlers that have come up from NXT between 2019 and 2023 because she doesn't care enough to learn how to train to wrestle with them. And she just looks crap. Like, even her matches with Liv Morgan. Like, I just think if we had the Ronda Rousey from 2018 go in 2023, I feel like it would have been that much better. But
I said this a couple of months ago, and I think it rings true now more than ever. Like, Ronda Rousey's best match was the first match, and ever since then, like, everyone thought she was mint when she first came in. Like, wow, she looks really good, like, for someone who's first started wrestling.
Yep.
She's never improved since then. If anything,
No.
she's gotten worse.
No. And also her political standpoint in terms of, like, at one point there was an interview with Becky Lynch before WrestleMania 35 where she was talking to Ariel Helwani and was basically saying this chick was crying on the kitchen floor about how hard her schedule is. She works part-time. She gets paid big bucks. She does not give a shit. Whereas we're in here day in, day out, learning the craft, being passionate about the craft, and you just want to come in here and act like you don't care. Which is why when she left, I was like, oh, thank God, because, like, bring someone else up who actually gives a damn.
Yeah.
You know? And I just feel like she just doesn't care. And I feel like she is going to do this feud with Shayna, and there's talks of her potentially going back to the UFC. Apparently that's been denied. But to be honest, if Ronda Rousey was to up and leave again, I wouldn't really care too much.
She's
It's
not a
like
big
Natalia. If
name.
Natalia was to not be seen on TV for a couple of weeks, I'd be like, okay, cool. She wasn't on Raw this week. I was like, yes. But
I know, win-win, right?
yeah, just
But, like, with Rousey, like, I think she, I don't even think she's a big name anymore. I really don't.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
it's
what
gone
my
to the
point was going to be.
The
it's gone
fact
to the
that we're
where
living
I've
in a
got
universe where
friends.
Rhea Ripley's a bigger name than Ronda Rousey is just like.
Well, I'll put it to you this
mind-blowing.
way, right? I'll put it to you this way. I've got people who like watch UFC a lot. I've got mates who watch UFC a lot, and they all know who Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar is.
Yeah.
And they know that he's wrestling still at the moment.
Yep.
And whenever I bring up Ronda Rousey, they have no
Yep.
idea. Sometimes they
What
don't
she's
even
doing.
remember who she is because he hasn't been in the UFC for so long. And two,
Mm.
they don't even know what she's doing. Like they don't know she's
Yeah.
wrestling. They don't
And
know where
I've just
she is.
seen in the comments as well too, and also that was something I was going to say as well too. I think it was Shadow that said it. So, shout out Shadow for this comment and reminding me. The way that they debuted her, I get that it was, she was at Royal Rumble, but it was after Asuka had just won the
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
Royal Rumble.
totally
You've
rained on
completely
a parade.
overshadowed
Totally.
her entire moment.
Yeah.
Like you
First-
left
first
that
ever winner
moment
of the
hearing
Royal
more
Rumble.
about Ronda Rousey than you did about the winner of the first Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
When I
and-
saw it for the first time, I was like, "Are you actually kidding me?" Like I wanted Asuka to have her moment.
And all she did was come out and go,
Yeah.
and then walk away.
Can we
So-
can we all collectively agree for next week's episode for us to all just do thumbnails of?
Oh, no, that's perfect. We could put Lauren in the middle.
Oh, my God.
I love that.
For
I
God's sake.
love that.
Yeah.
God,
Well,
I'm so unhinged. But yeah, that's something that really grinds
Yeah,
my gears.
to
It's
add-
just her lack of care.
I
No.
would like to add to the Ronda Rousey thing because this
I was
irks
gonna as
me.
well, yeah.
It's a big ick. Ronda Rousey's eye makeup is disgusting. I
She
can't
looks like she slept in her mascara for 4 days straight.
Yeah.
with it. I just don't
She
know.
tries to do it like it's war paint, but no one gives a shit. Like it doesn't look good. It really don't.
Shayna at one point was doing the same thing. I was like, no, Shayna, don't, no, Shayna.
Yeah,
Stop
but
it.
Shayna does it cool because now she adds freaking lightning bolts for it and does it like she's wearing because she's a very big Warhammer, and this is where it shows my fucking really big nerdiness. Most of her gear is inspired
Nerd.
by the tabletop game of Warhammer. So what she actually does is her eye makeup she makes it look like that helmet suit,
Yeah.
like their eye color of that helmet that it would have.
Is that like Norse stuff, like Norse mythology and stuff?
No, Warhammer 40k is a sci-fi
Right.
futuristic tabletop game of like
Oh,
space
right, okay.
marines killing aliens.
right. Because I was gonna
Did
say
you see?
like, 'cause a
Did you
dog
see
as
Ross
well.
that her Money in the Bank inspired gear was inspired by something? I
Warhammer.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was gonna say I
It
think
was the
Warhammer.
eye. It is called. I'm pretty
Sorry
sure
to
it's
cut you
called
off,
the
Reece.
Eye of Horus.
Alright.
I think it's the Eye of Horus, which is actually in Warhammer's storyline.
Mm.
That army betrayed one of their other fellowship groups, so it was literally foretelling with the gear, and it's freaking sick.
Well,
Yeah.
she's into crazy nerdy stuff like that, but she's also into mythology. Like a dog's called.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I can't say what it's called because it shares a similar name with a certain group that has
Okay.
begins with an
I've-
I. Yes, that one.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that's
We
the
can
name of
we'll
the
talk
dog.
about it after stream.
Yeah, that's the name of the dog. Yeah, but it's not named after them. It's named after the god.
The Norse mythology, yeah, I know the one you meant. But
Yeah.
to add to the Ronda thing, this was where my viewpoint came into it. She was a big name when she first came in, because obviously coming off the UFC, one of the biggest UFC names to ever do the women's division. I understand
Yeah.
that. But, as you guys perfectly said, you kill Asuka's moment, which one super pissed me off, because that is huge. It was one of the first ever Royal Rumbles, and it was insane.
And that
It was the
started
first
the downfall
Yeah.
of Asuka at WrestleMania too.
Exactly,
She
and
did.
downfall of Asuka. And then, secondly, you
Yeah.
a year into it, because you didn't win your WrestleMania moment, you start bitching on Instagram Live saying, "Oh, wrestling's all shit. I could beat any girl in that locker room in a proper fight and everything like that." And I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, if you want to freaking make everyone your enemy in that locker room and you get a
You're
miss
doing a really
scenario
good
where
job at
you're getting changed in the freaking bathrooms, say that to their damn faces, because every girl there has worked their ass off more than you have. All you did was got paid by your name. I get you
Yeah.
can throw a punch. I get you can do submission holds and you can do UFC wrestling. In the real world scenario of a wrestling industry, having UFC knowledge is minimum. And this is coming
Yeah.
from a mixed martial artist fighter himself. I could do submission moves. I could throw punches. Do I know how to do a freaking suplex? Do I know how to do a suicide dive? Hell no. All of those girls did.
She said we can practice.
Yeah, I'm done.
That's
Oh,
why we
God.
started laughing. But
Well,
yeah,
like,
no,
and here's the thing, and this is a perfect example. Like, there's a lot of UFC fighters who actually open up, admit, and say
Yeah.
professional wrestling training is some of
hard.
the, if not the hardest training in the world.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
the cardio alone to become a pro wrestler is insane.
Yeah.
So like when you get people like turn around to like the heavier wrestlers like your Otises and your Bronson Reed saying, "Oh, he's just fat," and it's like, yeah, I bet he can run faster than you and further than you.
Yeah.
yeah. Coming
Just
back
because
to
they
Ronda
built like a
Rousey.
brick shit house doesn't mean they're not going to have the speed behind them. Take Keith Lee as a perfect example.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, coming back to Ronda Rousey, like her match against Shotzi at Survivor Series last year, that did nothing for Shotzi, and that made Ronda look that much worse.
Oh
Exactly.
no! I turned around and said to G,
Yeah.
she's genuinely going to hurt Shotzi. She's
Yeah,
not-
because she didn't care
she's
enough
not
to
safe
put her
working.
over.
Yeah, she's not safe.
That win
Not
for
like Shotzi
Shotzi
ever.
would have given her the credibility that she needed again.
Yep.
Like
Sure.
it would have
She'll
helped
get
her
it.
so
She'll get her
much.
time. I feel like
Yeah.
Triple H will be good again.
I feel like Ronda took the lyrics of her theme song literally. I don't give a damn about my reputation.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's literally it.
Literally, I just get her in the bin, get her in a cardboard compressor,
She's
get her in a
supposed to be
baler,
leaving
get her
soon
away from me.
anyway.
Just get her
Yeah.
away from me.
She's done after SummerSlam anyway.
Yeah, her contract
Good.
is
Bye. Thank God for that. See you later.
No, 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 no.
Because
Yeah.
we've got so no.
Hey, goodbye.
Because that's the thing is there's so many great women in WWE and so many people in NXT that it's like, why bring in a big name like Ronda Rousey when you've literally just built Rhea Ripley
Yeah.
to be bigger than Ronda Rousey? We don't want you bringing in people from other places
want the
unless you're
talent we
actually
have,
going to
build it.
make them good and they care, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. We want the talent, and we
That's
want.
why I've got a bit of respect for Logan Paul because, yeah, he's a dick, but
He was.
he actually cares and he works and he does it and he loves wrestling. He's
And he
passionate
also
about it.
really puts his body on the line for the.
I
product
know.
So far.
So it's like,
He works
don't bring
so
people in
unbelievably
unless they
hard as
actually
well.
care,
Yeah.
you know?
Unbelievably hard. Like he's great. I
Anyway.
cannot wait for that match of Ricochet, dude. Honestly.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh
it's
my
going to be
God.
great.
Right.
So good.
How many more have we got of your list, Courtney, before we do rapid fire, or are we ready for rapid fires?
I don't
I'm
have
ready
Mine
for
are,
rapid fire, to
I've
be
got
honest.
some rapid fire ones. We could
Yeah.
maybe do like 10 minutes of rapid fire ones and then maybe wrap it up.
I don't know if I have any rapid fire ones.
Oh, I've got loads.
I'm sure
While
you'll
you
think of
guys are
something.
saying something might pop up.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's
exactly.
a rapid fire one. I'm sick of people like forgetting about New Japan just because the fact it's Japanese.
New
Yep.
Japan Wrestle. What?
What
Yeah.
the
I'm
hell-
also sick and coming to
what the hell
Japan,
New
Japanese
Japan?
wrestling. I'm also really sick and tired of WWE not treating AJ Styles better.
And Shinsuke.
And Karrion Cross too, actually.
Oh, can I just throw something? Right, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking of making a video about it. It's
No.
not hard to book Karrion Cross. Shut up. It's not hard to book
Sorry.
Karrion Cross. We've seen it in NXT, and he
Yeah.
was booked like an absolute beast. And his
Yep.
theme song was amazing. His in ring
Yeah.
was amazing because these played to his strengths. All you need to do with Karrion Cross is get him in the ring. Sayudo suplex, Sayudo
Yep.
suplex, Sayudo suplex, cross jacket, wins.
Yeah.
He's a big guy who is gonna beat the crap out of you. Like it's not
Yeah.
that difficult. Why are you getting him in matches where you're not
Yeah.
playing to his strengths? Why are you burying him and then blaming him because he's not getting any momentum and he's not lived up to the
Yeah.
expectations when Triple
The
H?
more I
is-
see him, the more I'm scared that helmet's going to come back.
Oh
No.
no, God!
And we know that if that comes back, it's the end of him.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I'm really
God.
scared
I've
for him.
seen-
He's got
I've seen-
everything he needs to be like a main eventer. He's got
Yeah.
the look, the
Literally.
promo, the entrance, the manager.
Charlotte.
Well, they kind of snubbed him away from the main event scene anyway. It really confused me. They teased him at Clash at the Castle. Seemed like they were
Yeah.
going to pull the trigger on it for him versus
And-
Roman. And then they were like, yeah, no, do this instead. And it's
Well,
like,
yeah,
fuck,
because the way he
exactly.
came back was he attacked Drew McIntyre.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Just annoys me so much.
I thought it was really cool. I mean, eventually he ended up going after Drew McIntyre, and he actually came out looking pretty good from that feud, to be fair. But I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
cool while Drew and Roman were battering each other. He just came out and put the sand timer in the ring, and it was
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, that's where I was saying that was like the good parts of him.
for me,
It was just weird how they went from main event carrier.
well, for
which
me,
makes
that message says whoever wins this match, I'm going after the title. But
yeah,
it
exactly.
doesn't.
That's what I saw as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like-
speaking of gimp masks, Vince McMahon coming back into creative.
Oh my god, yes.
Get it in a bin. Get it in a bin.
God, he looks like
Just
Fred
get away.
Astaire if he was dug up.
I wrote in
Right.
brackets like, we don't need you.
No,
We really don't. I mean, he's not properly in it, but the fear of like he can try and keep adding a say so into everything now
Yeah.
is really annoying because it's
Yeah.
like, dude, you left because there's allegations against you. Don't add more
The allegations are
allegations.
still there. People still
Yeah, they're
remember.
still there as well.
Exactly. And my whole thing is don't add more allegations to yourself about being this dickhead in the office now because people
I
are
have
trying
a
to
problem.
make meetings against you.
Yes.
Go on.
Have a
Go on,
quick
What is
Liz.
it, Jake?
and I don't want anyone to comment on it. I'm just putting it out there. I hate how WWE fucked up and ruined Bray Wyatt. End of.
I agree.
End of.
I agree.
Don't you even dare.
I said I agree with
Not
you.
you.
No, let's talk about Reese.
Oh yeah, Reese don't care. Reese don't care.
Something that really grinds my gears is WWE piping in fake crowd noises to try and
Yes.
persuade you of if you should think this person's good or bad, aka LA Knight. Don't fucking do that to me. Get in the bin. I love
Yeah.
that man. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
He naturally
Yeah.
gets,
What annoys me about
gets
the
a
fake
natural
crowd
pop
noises?
more than anything.
What annoys me about the fake crowd noises is when the fake crowd noises like yeah, and you got people in the crowd like
Yeah.
Literally.
it's like it's
Literally.
We love her. Oh my god. Wow. Look at this generic wrestler. I'm
Literally.
tweeting at how angry I am that they have booked this person in the match.
If you're angry, express it.
Yeah.
Then they don't have to
Um,
pipe in fake crowd noises.
I have got a quick fire for you. Anyone who is not currently watching it, please start watching NXT. It's so funny. It's amazing. It's the best show.
Yeah.
The best storyline of all time is currently going on NXT, and it's just the greatest storyline of all
Which
time.
one?
And I am talking, of course,
Chase you.
about the Tony D'Angelo storyline.
Oh no, yeah, Tony D'Angelo.
Actually, yeah, that's
Hey
right. I
yo,
just watched your
free
review.
Tony,
Free Tony D, baby. Free
Yeah,
Tony.
D.
It's, oh god,
Yeah.
it's the greatest storyline in the history
So
of wrestling.
good.
It's
It's
so
so
good.
good. It's so
It's better
dumb.
than
It's
Undertaker
good.
versus Shawn Michaels. It's better than Hogan versus Warrior. It's better than Hogan versus Savage. It's better than Austin versus Rock. Tony D'Angelo getting locked up and like, oh my god, just to
But-
point this out, guys. There was a match. There was a match on NXT this week, right? Where if
I watched your
Stacks,
review, yeah.
if Stacks won the match, then Tony D'Angelo's charges all get dropped. Because
Yo,
that's
Vince
how
McMahon needs to
American
get back in the
justice
ring
system
there.
works, baby. If I can pin someone in a wrestling match, then a mob boss who has been convicted of several crimes, including racketeering and murder, gets
Who is a
released.
baby face.
But have you done
And he's a baby face.
He's
What a
doing
baby.
hard time right now.
I'm
Someone
not
that we can
dumb.
all inspire to be, baby.
He is doing hard time right now.
He's in
Yeah.
my time like Dom Dom. But yeah.
Dirty dumb.
Y'all,
he's
y'all
on-
completely,
What's the difference
y'all
between
completely missed the
Tony
joke I said as
D'Angelo
well.
and the hero.
What did you say?
I said Vince needs to get back into the wrestling ring then so he can win and get his charges dropped.
Right? You know, right? Shane McMahon versus
Loser leaves WWE.
Shane,
Oh,
McMahon versus Shane McMahon versus Triple H. If Triple H wins, then Vince is out of creative. If Shane
I was
McMahon
just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that.
No. It's Shane and Triple H for the custody of WWE Creative.
Oh,
here's a really quick one. That grinds my gears. AEW needs to start doing ridiculous quick heel turns.
oh,
Just-
oh.
Just like you know, you've started building all this momentum, and then you're like, "Oh, quick, we're gonna swerve them." It's like
Yeah.
the
It's no
perfect
longer a
example. Perfect example is the Luchasaurus situation. You turn him heel, so then you tease that he's gonna go back with Jungle Boy, and then him and Jungle Boy were good. So then he turned back heel again, and now Jungle
Yeah.
Boy's now
Make me
turned heel.
cry.
It's just well, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, make it make sense.
It's no longer a swerve if it happens every week. It's not a swerve. It's just like a constant, like just roundabout.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
It's just not,
Bro, they're booking MJF as a baby face right now with Adam
It's so
Cole.
good though.
Oh
Right?
yeah, that's perfection. It's so perfect.
oh, I've seen the little videos of it. It's very funny where Adam Cole's about to stream and MJF like phones him. He goes, "Oh, you're streaming? You're not streaming video games, right? Like a nerd."
I just sent a message in the group chat. I was just waiting for G's reaction. We have to clip that.
What have you done?
I literally saw your reaction.
Oh my god!
Here's another quick rapid fire one. Why do people hate on Dark Side of the Ring? Dark Side of the Ring is literally so insightful of people doing shitty things that we need to like hold people accountable for.
I know, right? And some people are getting away with it as well because people are like saying, "Oh, Dark Side of the Ring once again," and it's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Same people
Yeah,
in
okay,
chat.
but also at the
Guys.
same time, you know.
I just want to interrupt, right? I'm live on TikTok, yeah. Just
Yeah.
like people watching. And it's just told me that my live is now limited because the content I'm posting is unoriginal or reproduced.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Hey, yo, guys, we're unoriginal. We're reproduced. Nah.
Hashtag free outcasted OC.
I've had to end my live because I don't want to lose like my live access.
Oh.
Oh
Gee,
my God.
just point it at yourself instead of the screen. That was
Is there
probably
a
your
reason
problem.
that we could have had that happen? Is someone in the community not a fan of us?
Oh, it's
Girl.
possible. Conspiracy theories time, guys.
Who's
Yeah, just point at yourself first, like you can hear
That's
someone else.
crazy. I can't believe that.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm out of grinding gears at the moment. My gears are
Me too.
Oh, I got a few more.
Okay.
like my gears
Quick,
are
all right, let's get 'em out,
all
quick,
ready to go again, baby.
So he's gonna say it, and we're just gonna let it sit. We're not gonna say anything in response.
This year's draft was one of the worst drafts ever because you freaking didn't know how to book the women's belts and how to transfer them over.
I agree. Also, where's
Agreed.
Odyssey Jones?
Thank you.
Where is he?
Give me him. He's so good, and they
He
just
is
sat
good.
on him.
He is
Yeah.
good.
All right. What? Keep going.
Oh, here we go. Why the hell are they doing new vignettes of Jinder Mahal's faction when they debuted him a few weeks ago on Raw to be like, oh, by the way, they're
Yeah.
coming back.
I was getting coming soon vibes from.
It's
that.
like coming
Yeah,
soon. Like,
the
what do you mean?
Veer
Where did
Mahan
he go?
crap
Like, where
again.
Yeah,
did
he was
go?
coming. He was
What do you
coming
mean
for 6
soon?
months. It's a long
He's been
time.
coming forever. No one found
Yeah.
him in IKEA.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You know what? I'm just throwing it out there though. Indus year, I'm down for it. I think that could be a really formidable.
I like
match.
them, but my argument is you already debuted them a couple of weeks ago and they did a squash match against people to build them up as like, oh, they're going to be cool. So now you've gone, here's a video package to say they're
Do
coming.
you want to know how
even
Vince
though they
McMahon
came
is
and
making
arrived.
creative? Because Indus sure is coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, any more hot takes / grinds your gears? Anything?
Yeah.
Can be app related. Can be.
I can still go.
community
I could still keep going.
Go for it, dude.
Yo,
Go.
people need to start live streaming on TikTok the freaking videos of pay-per-views and just not expecting people to get mad at you when you get banned. It literally says in the rules you can't stream that stuff.
Yeah, it's copyrighted stuff.
Like
I
I
agree.
don't know how many times I've literally done a live stream of where I'm watching the pay-per-view and it's my face and people are like, show the screen. Why don't you show the screen? It's like because I don't
so
want to
to
lose.
get in trouble.
I don't
my
want to
God.
lose my
You know
account.
what's so annoying? Do you know when people upload videos and it's just nobody talking and it's just them pointing the phone at the screen? It's like, and they have loads of followers and I'm like, oh my God, are you like how I hate you so much? Like you're literally doing nothing.
But that's my whole point of like the amount of
Yeah.
times I've saw other live streams and they're showing the whole screen and they don't get in trouble with it. I show my screen once. I show my screen for a couple of clips. Like I
Yep.
did this. I used TikTok Studio on my PC to do my raw reactions to Lucha Underground spots. By the way, Lucha Underground doesn't air on TV anymore. It's royalty free. I can literally watch it and upload videos again because there's no contract agreement to it anymore. I still got taken down on TikTok, copyrighted for me live reacting to it, and they banned my live for 5 minutes. Yeah, I've watched people do full episodes on their TikTok and never be banned.
For real.
Yep.
Any
It's
more?
just-
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
Go, G. Go.
When a wrestler is very clearly over with the crowd and they don't give them what the crowd want, LA Knight winning Money in the Bank.
No.
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day is definitely a big one.
Yeah.
Finn also the push of Finn again when Finn returned after injury and they
Nobody
were
wants that.
screaming
Shut
through.
up.
Oh my goodness! I'm so happy I don't live in that house.
No one asked for Saraya to return, yet she still did.
Facts.
That's actually a valid point, though.
And it's her house now.
No, it's not. She didn't build anything. She came in, took the
I
keys
pay the
from
mortgage
under
in
the
that
mount and
house,
tried to
therefore
walk
it's
in.
not hers.
Nah,
Can't
if anything,
take
like
my
it
house.
isn't her house. If anything, she's allowed to just sit in the porch. Like she ain't nobody's house. Britt Baker's
She can
house.
sit at the letterbox.
No. Reese, did you not hear what I said? She looked under the door flat, found the keys, and let herself in. I'm sorry.
This is my house. No, that's your garden shed.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I love Saraya, but I hate that saying of "it's my house now" because it's not. AW was founded on other girls. I understand you helped build the women's division, but you weren't the only one who built the women's division. There were several other girls around that time
Valid
period
point.
as well.
It's a valid point.
If anyone built the House of Women's Foundation and an example of who to be as a women wrestler, AJ Lee needs to be spoken more about them.
Real, yes.
Bring back AJ Lee. You know she's going to be in the TV show Heels season
Yes,
2.
I freaking love Heels. I love Heels as a TV series. I watched it as it was airing.
I was watching it and then I saw CM Punk pop up and I was like, and this was after Brawl Out, and I was like,
It's fine. No, it's fine. His character is shy. His whole gimmick is like this weird junkyard like rat dude. It's funny.
I need to rewatch it because I stopped watching it because I was like,
you would love it. Towards the end of season 1, it's so good. Like the build.
CM Punk pops up. You like that? No.
That literally because I was so sick and tired of hearing about him. I was just like, I'll do this another.
Oh, here's a rapid fire quick one.
Fans grind my gears.
No. Can CM Punk stop being in the news every fucking week?
What's that, Ross?
Can CM? Here's my really quick rapid fire one that needs no fucking continuation of. Could CM Punk stop being in the news every fucking week?
It does get a bit draining.
Oh yeah, no, for it. Dude, he's been in the news every week for the past like 7 years.
Yeah, but remember, he's a cult of personality.
Like Mussolini.
Change the L to an L.
I hate this idea that you're the best because you're not. I'm the best.
Yeah, I hate that promo.
I dropped my hairbrush. That's why I had to reach down to pick it up.
But all I said is change the L to an N, and then you've got what I feel about CM Punk.
Oh my god! You put the letter S in front of Hitman.
Hold on,
guys.
wait, what did you say?
Wait, are you trying to work it out?
I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, mate.
Oh, okay, yeah, valid. Right.
So what is it? What is it?
Colt. Take the L and N.
I didn't hear that part.
Now, there you go.
I see what you did
I'm
there.
the personality.
Idiot. All right. Do we have any other grinds my gears?
No, I have no more. I told you, man. My gears are oiled up and ready
That's
and
one.
lubed, baby. Let's go.
This is my last
Okay.
one. WWE dropped the ball on Samoa Joe's booking when he was red hot.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
When he
And
walked
Braun
out and
Strowman,
licked-
when you think about it, Braun Strowman as well.
Braun
No,
Strowman
they
was
did,
never
dude.
one
They
of
did.
mine.
He was white hot in 2018, and they didn't book
Oh
him.
yeah, in 2018, yeah, I'll give you that. I thought you meant like his pandemic
Oh,
era where they did push
No,
him.
no.
The
Right,
worst
this is the last one.
decision. The worst. Yeah, this is a great last one then. The worst decision WWE ever made was putting Roman Reigns in that triple threat against Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. Good night, all. We will see you soon.
I mean, I actually agree with you there.
Do you want to
Like,
do the outro then, seeing as you're so excited
Oh,
to finish this
okay.
off?
Look at Reese's face. Look at his face.
He can do the outro then, you know, work through
Go on,
those
Ruth.
emotions.
Go on, Ruth. Go on, Ruth.
Bye, guys.
Wow.
That's my outro.
Right, I'll do a proper outro. Right.
Good on you.
y'all-
No, all right, I'm joking. Right. Right, remind me, guys, what have we got coming up apart from the obvious? We Saturday morning we have got SmackDown review coming up, and then obviously Tuesday we have got the Raw review. Then Wednesday we've got NXT with yours truly. Next week's podcast, guys, what are we going for? What is it going to be?
We
I
don't
think
even
we're
know.
doing pop culture tier lists.
Oh, that sounds good. Pop
Ooh,
culture
Bean
tier
Bean
list,
as a
baby.
bean.
Oh, does
I-
that mean
yeah.
Spidey 316 is making its debut?
Yes, Spidey 316 will make his debut.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, so it's going to be a pop culture nostalgia episode. The next episode, I'll be hosting it again because I was the one who came up with the pop culture idea, so it lands on me again.
Mhm.
But it'll be like tier lists of like old childhood toys, so like Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh, TV
Nickelodeon
shows.
TV shows.
Yeah, like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network,
Beyblade,
like
let
the
it
old
rip.
school. Hey,
Let
see,
it
there
rip,
we
let
go.
it rip.
Like a
Nice one,
fart. Let it
okay.
rip.
Yeah.
Let it-
Oh,
I'm
you know
gonna
what? I
let
can't
it
wait for that episode. I honestly can't wait for that
All
episode.
right, we
But
need
guys,
to wrap this
as-
up. We
as far as-
Don't forget,
I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm trying to wrap it up. Jesus.
Don't forget what?
Lauren returns.
Oh yeah, and the
Wait,
return of
wait.
Lauren. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and the return of Lauren. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna
Anyway.
have to get her to be like, acknowledge me.
Yeah. Honestly. Right. Okay. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Guys, if you're still at the end and you're still watching the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section telling us whether you agreed with any of the Grind Our Gears opinions or whether you disagree. If you disagree, that's absolutely fine. But for now, guys, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your Thursday night. I hope you have a great weekend coming up. We're going to try and release more content in the future over the next couple of weeks. More of the content coming out every single day for you guys. But for now,
Yeah.
peace out.